Welcome to Navarrero's online showcase video, M.I.A. edition. Today we are back at the oil field again to load up the last few cars and then get the train back together. I've actually reworked the yard over here a little bit, the things that I talked about in the last episode. I'm now able to put 6 cars behind the engines here at the loading station. So that's going to make things a lot easier and allows me to actually load up half the train before having to go back to the input track and get more empty cars from there. So let's get the last few cars in place and then get everything going. I've actually already started the episode, but I ran into some issue where I tapped out of the game and it wouldn't let me click back in because the mouse was kinda stuck somewhere, so I hope that doesn't happen again. This update is weird. And as much as I like the new features, it's more broken than ever before, and this gets even worse when you consider that if you look at the Steam database page for this game, where you can see the internal numbering and everything, guess what the version number for this game is? The last one was 0.9. This is not 0.10, this is 1.0. And according to the database, they already got a patch for this, which is currently not live, at least not by the time I'm recording. It's going to be the 1.1. I mean, I just published my almost an hour long video, which is basically everything wrong with this game. So that's the big list update, which took far longer than I hoped it would, but man. The thing is, for the past few days since this update came out, I've been referring to this game as we have Century of Steam at home. And every time I say it, it kinda makes me die inside a little bit because, yeah, that's really what it is. Everybody just waiting for Century of Steam or for this game to somehow still get good, which really isn't going to happen anymore, let's be honest about it. And it's just the most painful stuff being added with this update, like the whole thing about the cars falling asleep and some cargo not loading anymore. To be clear, we are going to go towards the refinery today. I don't know if I can load up the oil barrels that we are going to produce from this stuff here, because those apparently also just fling off the cars right now. And yeah, the thing that's so accurate to me and so painful about the whole Century of Steam at Home thing is people want Century of Steam. It's obviously not going to come out for a while because they are still working on major features like the track laying and other stuff like the economy, etc. And God knows what else. Or more like Heist knows what else. And yeah, due to all of that, the only game that kinda comes close when it comes to track laying and all of that is Railroads Online. And this is what we have at home now because this is a thing that we can buy. And I think apart from a few hardcore fanboys, people are not really happy about the situation. I mean, I always wanted this game to become good and something to still keep playing and at least come back to every now and again for its unique features and approach to things. But really, with how things have gone, once Century of Steam comes out, it's gonna be it for this game. I don't think I'll be touching it anymore unless they do some major improvements. I still wish that would be happening, but I mean, look at how things are going. Let's be real here, it's very far down in the dumps. Anyways, we are now able to load up the next set of cars, so let's do that. I'm going to keep an eye on this area up here to see when the actual big blob oil bit comes out, because then I can just close the valve again, keep it closed for a moment, open it, and we are going to get this stuff so much faster. So this should be 4 already. Yeah, 4 in here, 4 in here, 4 in here, and same over there. Just to be sure that it's all working. So 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna quickly check. I had it one time where I opened and closed this quite a few times, and in the end the count was off by like 3 or something. I don't want to overfill and spill a lot of oil. So this should be at 11 now. Okay. So last one. And just like that, they should all be filled up. Just like how I am with how the game's development has been going. It's not really even that funny anymore. The thing is, with this yard, I basically did like 2 passes in order to expand it. First one was going way too far. Then I narrowed it down to what I thought it would need to be, and while it definitely works right now, it's such a close shave, I was considering to maybe even make the track here a bit longer again. Just getting the switch a bit further back, but you see what everything else here is attached to that. That would be a whole lot of work, and hey, it works right now, so it's not really necessary. But yeah, this is maybe a bit too close for my liking. But I also don't want it to be like 2 more car lengths long, because that would be a waste on its own. Just having to go back and forth even more. But hey, we can now get going. We can cut the last 2 cars and put them onto the other side. I hope it's gonna be long enough. I don't think it will be, so I might need to bring the engine in at some point and actually start pushing. So let's just jump out and do some of the stuff manually. With how the map is acting up and me then not being able to use anything in the F menu anymore, sometimes it's better to just go with manual stuff here. I mean, it's nice that we can do that at all, and I don't want to completely remove that. Or just do everything in menus. But yeah, good old John here needs a bit of help getting in. I was actually considering maybe laying embankment on the entire thing here, just so that I can easily get into the engines. Just being a tiny bit higher should help. But for now, that's not what we have here. I also made sure to take pick the beginner physics now, because that's apparently realistic now, due to how they mess the things up. That was maybe a bit slow, but should be alright. So let's bring this one back again. And yeah, I don't want to be too down on the game. I'm still somewhat enjoying what I'm doing here, but yeah, I think we are reaching the point where it's really time to wrap up again and just wait for something better to arrive, namely Century of Steam. Okay, let's quickly move over here. Well, at the very least, we are not having any derailments, so that's cool. I thought I had some Lincoln pins over here, but apparently not. That's weird. Must have forgotten about some of them when reloading. Oh no, those were the frontmost cars initially, so yeah, of course that doesn't have a Lincoln pin anymore. You know what, I'm just gonna sort this out with the other engine. We should still be good on fire here. Let's refill a little bit. I also recently remembered that actually a year ago with the last anniversary update, you know what they introduced? The passenger coaches. And this was always done with the promise of eventually adding functionality for them, like passenger transport. And we've never gotten that. So I made a little post on Reddit about it, but I don't expect much to come from it. So yeah, there's that. Maybe I should turn the compressor back on to get a bit of brake power. But I can always use the engine power to brake. So we are just going to push everything into the collection track again. And I'm gonna have to hook up the last two cars. I mean, first up I'm going to push everything further down the line. Hook up the last two cars there and then pull them ahead, get the linking pin in, and then that should all be good. At least the brake pressure is rising pretty quickly here. I really wish for the Heisler that if you have a compressor at a low level, the whole sound would be a bit less pronounced and not just if you open it at all, it's just full noise or full volume. It was maybe a bit more spicy when I wanted it, when what I wanted it to be, but hey. Okay, now we should actually be pushing the whole thing. But yeah, I need to hook up the cars, so let's see. 4, 5, 6. There we go. And actually, if I just pull the brake here, I mean, we are going at a snail pace right here. I need to be at least a little bit quicker in order to make that work. I'm just trying to get the cars far enough apart for the linking pin to be put in. I really should have gone with knuckle couplers a while ago, but I don't know. At this point it's out of principle because I hate how they implemented them. It should be an upgrade option. Over there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. This should be the last full one. Might as well cut those apart now. And just push everything towards the back there. But I gotta go gently. These are some heavy cars. Makes them quite a bit more stable than the regular stay cars, it seems, and flats in general, all the variants. But in the end, they can also derail, and I don't want that. I mean, can I go to the caboose? Yeah. I mean, that should just be arriving there in a moment anyways. Not sure I can push a bit more. If I hit the brakes now, this is still going to keep rolling because this is actually not connected. And we are going to make contact in a moment. Boop. Yeah, that was a bit of a dangerous twitch there. Could have caused some of them to jump off, but thankfully they didn't. Okay, this is all looking pretty nice. So let's see, the first 4 cars should be disconnected. Yep. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And we need a link in here, and now we are all good to go again. I could also theoretically link them all together at the very end, but since I already split the session, this is actually happening a day later again, it's just gonna go out in a bit of a weird way. But yeah, now we only have the empties left, 4 like on the other side as well. So we should be pretty much done here. He says after 15 minutes, and didn't really expect it to even take that long, but here we are. Bit of a leg spike. Tap out, tap back in to get the mouse cursor back, and then we should just reverse in here. I'm doing a real bad job at showing how quick this entire thing can go. But yeah, usually when I do this, I do maybe like 2 trains at a time, so I come back here, and the second time around I'm a bit better on the whole procedure, and then I am just a bit quicker with everything here. As it is right now, that's more user error than anything else. But yeah, here we are loading up the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I make sure it's really 8. Yep. Okay, there's already 9 in there. I don't know how it works if you only open it partially. 10, 11, let's make sure. 12. Okay, that's that all done. Should be the same on every side. Yep. At least something is going according to plan today. So let's cut the brake, reverse the forward. Pulling the stuff out of here is going to be a whole nother task. I've done this multiple times with other engines, but yeah, it's a bit of a hassle. And I think what I'll be needing here is actually not only the C125, but also both of the helper engines here. Okay, that's looking alright. But yeah, I really enjoy the whole setup I have over here. At least when it works correctly. It's a fun one. It's pretty efficient as well, which helps. So yeah, now I can just wait a moment, then flip the switch. We are close enough to it on the map. And go back for the next loading. This would also be very interesting to do in co-op. Okay, but I think we should be good here. Just a bit more pressure to keep them where they should be. Just to avoid any issues from bouncing back and stuff like that. But yeah, I think I said this a few episodes ago, and I still mean it. I really like that we have to do the loading manually. There are a lot of things that we wouldn't need to even think about if this was all automated and we just need to bring the cars somewhat close to where they are supposed to be loaded. And especially now with things being a bit more streamlined with the new tools, it's just makes everything so much nicer. And from what I've seen, Century of Steam isn't going to have this, and I'm kinda sad about it. Yes, it was a pain for a long time, but I think it was still worth it. And especially on this one, I wouldn't have anything like this over here. I likely wouldn't even need any helper engines to begin with if everything was more automated. So yeah, I think that definitely adds to the game. That's having to come up with a solution to this particular problem. Okay, next set. I also like that we have automated switches. I wouldn't want to come here every time and have to flip this one as well. That would be kind of annoying. But yeah, last set, or last subset more like that. The overall set is like 6 on every side now. Okay, let me just push them in firmly. And now we should just be doing this stuff and it should be alright. I'll be checking back on them in a moment to see where I'm actually at with my loading. Oh. Okay, that's not good. That's at 8. This one didn't load at all, so yeah, that sucks. Yeah, we have quite a bit of space in between here, so those didn't go in. How are we looking on the other side? And this is more a problem with how the game handles linkages. I mean, I could have opened the couplers here. I mean, remove the link and let them go together a bit more. But yeah, so let's quickly correct this. Let's go with 9, 10, 11, and 12. So these are all full now. Yeah, the stuff here is so close together, but it is sometimes a bit hard to get in and yeah, in and out of the area. Okay, so now I need to add an additional 8 over here. I might just try to do it from up here. Can I see how full it is? 6, 7. Yeah, we're just gonna have to wait here, I guess. And that should be full. Yeah, so we wasted a few units. I mean, yeah, that's gonna be like a environmental hazard, but apart from that, who cares? So let's get going, put everything back together, and then we should get our road engine hooked up again. Yeah, I need to get the correct coupler here. Otherwise it wouldn't be fitting with the other one. Alright, let's kick those back in. And then just move ahead again. So we are just going to go past the switch on this side. Stopping the engine for now. Let's do the same operation on the other side. Because what I want to do here is put the cars together, get the engine in front of them, just like how it needs to be in the end, and then I put the helpers in front of that. So I need to clear a path for the engine to bypass all the helpers. And that's gonna be this track on the left here now. And stop. Let's see if I can hit the switch. Yep. Oh yeah, it helps to get rid of the link. That one is maybe a bit faster than I need it to be, so let's help that a little bit. Just like that, that should be alright. And yeah, the entire yard was planned out with this specific amount of cars because we couldn't go much further. I had it a few times where I didn't use the full length, like the caboose wasn't hitting the stopper. And then the last few cars were actually sticking into these sides. Not much of a problem, but also not really ideal. Anyways, we've dealt with all of this. Yeah, that's still connecting for some reason. I shouldn't complain about that. So let's quickly get the engines together. Gonna flip this switch. And just gently connect them. Alright. So this one needs to be flipped. And now we need to take care of the C125. Let's quickly add some coal to the firebox. Because this one has been standing around here for a while. I mean, it's not really that long in the grand scheme of things. For what we are doing here, the loading actually doesn't really take that long after all. So let's get this thing rolling. I also need to take care of the turntable. Maybe slow it down a little bit and yeah. Let it come closer, but in a speed where I still have enough time to take care of the turntable beforehand. Should also put on a save in a moment. Come on, turn harder. Ah, we are good here. I should maybe also add a stopper to the end here. With how limited this base is. I mean, this is still the old turntable, so it is a bit tight. But I still don't understand why the devs ever said that you couldn't put the entire engine on this turntable. You're just gonna have to be a bit precise, but I mean, we're still a few inches in front. The back is fully on, I mean, just barely, but it is. So now we can turn the entire thing around. And it isn't even magic. despite the devs saying that it couldn't be done, but yeah, here we are, doing the impossible. Question only is, which track do I want to connect to? I could go the input route in case we want to do this again. We would need another resupply anyways, so that would be set up. And yeah, from what I've seen, the amount of stuff that we have right now, it wouldn't really work out without another resupply first. So yeah, let's run it back around. That's a large amount of casts. Is there even a link in between them? That looked a bit weird. I'm gonna have to see once we get started again. If the caboose doesn't come along, then we are definitely missing something. Again, the main reason why I have a caboose in this game to begin with, just to check if the train is still complete. Okay, be careful, I still have signs up front there. I didn't want to remove them yet because I still want to talk about this whole thing. And yeah, I think that's in the way, so let's quickly go through this. The thing is, 3% west means that it's a 3% grade and we connect to the west end of a valley. So we go over here and into this valley. 2% east the other side means that we go around here in a 2% grade and end up on the east end. The thing is, I put those signs down before they did the map update. And for some stupid and unknown reason, with the map update, they put everything upside down. This is rotated by 180 degrees compared to what it was before. This area where on default you would find the last three industries, the refinery, the ironworks and the oil field, it used to be over here in the southwest. This entire area, this valley over here, used to be to the east. And it has all been flipped. I don't know why. And I was afraid of it for a time, but I kind of expected that, yeah, they wouldn't change it back. They wouldn't acknowledge it. They just ran with it and kept it. And I still don't see the reason. And every time I look at this map, I'm not only reminded of that whole stupid thing, but it also confuses the hell out of me because I've been playing on this map for so long, and now most of the things aren't where they used to be anymore. Apart from maybe the iron mine and all of that, because that's still somewhat in the center. I mean, yeah, this is even more center, but yeah, why they did this, why they didn't catch this and just correct it to what it was before, I have no idea, but at this point, after about half a year with this thing being in effect, I don't think they are ever going to go back. But Jesus Christ, this is one of the most stupid things that I've ever seen in any development, and even if any other team would ever do something like this, they would correct it. They would go back to what it was before and not just keep it. But yeah, this is not any other team. This is Railroads Online, bitches. But yeah, I can't imagine anybody seeing this change and thinking like, oh, okay, who cares? I mean, I heard some arguments about it, but if you have been playing on a map for a while, chances are this is going to completely mess with your head. I mean, just in Aurora Falls, The snowy parts used to be in the north. They aren't anymore. But yeah, all kinda par for the course at this point, I guess. And honestly, I just need to get this off my chest, because every time I look at the map, it's just... why? Oh, also I noticed the track is not long enough for me to actually go on there and have the other engines join in front of me, so yeah, that doesn't really work how I expected it to. Only means that they have to go a bit further forward and then come back the other side. I hope I added a link and pin here. Yep. So that should be alright. Let's get the bar in and yeah, then let's connect the helper engines. I hope they are strong enough. I think this might be the first time I've done this. I'm not entirely sure about that, but could be. While I made sure to change out the engine for the C125, I haven't dealt with this in a while. Also, I'm pretty sure I have the brakes pulled on the other one. Might as well turn off the compressor now, because I don't think we are going to need brakes anymore for the next bit. And yeah, I think my goal for today is going to be getting back to the, not the refinery quite yet, but at least the smelter yard. Because that's gonna be the base camp, and that's why we are going to switch over to the climax this next episode. And that will be pretty much the end of the journey after we finish all of that. I don't know yet. Honestly, I got mixed feelings about the thing. Also, my boiler is cold. That's not a good thing. I need the power in a moment. So, slowly approaching, getting ready to dock, and yeah, just let it roll in. Very nice, very nice. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry, but that's another screenshot. Also, I can't even tell. Yeah, this is the correct one. God knows what's happening to the drawbar now. Version 1.0, folks. We did it. Okay, enough about that. Let's save. Better safe than sorry. Okay. Let's take care of the switches, because first up, did I go on the correct side here? We need to, no, we need to go to this one. And then at the top, I also need to go into the yard, so let's take care of that. We need all of this aligned, and then, let's see, this is the cordwood side. We don't need to go there, but we should be going onto one of the longer sidings, because at that point we can get rid of our helper engines. I was actually considering maybe having another little siding over here, just so that I can pull the helpers ahead once most of the terrain is on even ground. But yeah, we are going to go through the yard and disconnect the helpers there, turn the engine around, and more like go through the turnaround loop and then be on our way. So that's the plan here. How are we looking for Fuel in the fireboxes. This should be alright. Okay, let's see. Yeah, going forward would also help. Good start. I think I might still have some brakes pulled. So let's check the back of the train here. Okay, I can see some potential issue here. And this is also why I should have maybe not used these engines here, because I now need to get back in and stop them from doing what they are doing right now. So let's hit the brakes. Actually check back on the back here. I mean, we have a link and pin. I may have either forgotten to link that down, or maybe something went wrong and the whole thing broke. The further they pull apart, the easier it is for them to break eventually, I think. They'll just reach their maximum length, and yeah, then it's gone bye-bye. So let's pull back on here. I should have really started with the C125 and then only gotten into the other engines once we hit the grade and everything. Bit too confident that everything would just work from the get-go. And yeah, I think there may have also been another similar situation a bit further back on the train, so this might not be the only thing we need to take care of. Oh, please don't ram into this. No, okay, it's fine. So let's see if I can even find the link in question. That seems to be it. Might as well check the rest here. Yeah, that one was a bit far out. There's another one over here that's a bit spicy. This one extra spicy, but seems to hold. You know what? I should really at some point put them on a grade. And I mean a downward grade. Get the engine stopped and just remove a pin on every connection, just so that everything can roll back together. But yeah, I don't know. Does the same thing happen if you have knuckle couplers, or does that self-correct or something? Anyways, we should be good to go now. So let's gently pull ahead and check on everything behind us if it's following. This is all rolling, this is all rolling. Yep, we are going. Slowly but surely. I mean, this is an immensely heavy train now, so I don't think there's a heavy load in here that I'll ever be transporting. I mean, I have a few other C125 engines. The gold supply train actually makes it up 1.5% incline. This one, I mean, it can do this. I don't know how close to the limit it is. But 2% definitely not going to work, at least as far as I'm aware. I mean, we could try. But then we would also end up stalling on the grade, and yeah, getting going from here is going to be very slow and painful, so better not. But I'm going to see if I actually need both of these engines. So if C125 alone cannot do it, then we should be slowing down in a moment, because the Heisler obviously has a lower top speed. So I don't know if it's even really pushing anything right now. It's more like it's being pushed. And yeah, it's going to take a moment until we fully hit the grade. But yeah, we are slowing down a bit. If we go below 10, then we are also in need of using this engine as well. $15 miles and slowing down. Still looking for the caboose at the end. There it is. So we are still in one piece. I could have maybe also solved this with a switchback, but would be coming in reverse then. Okay, now we are really having the Heisler do its thing. But it seems to be going steady. We are right on the money for 10 miles. But I think we are slowly going below that, so let's get the second one in. I mean, at full reverse, it should be around 12 miles per hour, so it might actually go up a bit again. But yeah, this is going to take a while until we get up to the top again. Yeah, slowly accelerating again, so having both helpers is doing something. Otherwise, we might keep slowing down and eventually stall out. But this is now going pretty well, so yeah, happy about it. And I mean, this is one majestic train. And yeah, just looking at the operations here, it makes it even more mind-boggling to me that they thought it would be a good idea to just put the oil field, the refinery and the ironworks right next to each other on the default setup. There's so much more that you can do with this, and this is not even the end of the journey. When it comes to the crude oil delivery train, this is the first of 3 parts. The second one is getting to the smelter from the logging camp, of the logging yard. And the third one is going to get from the smelter up to the refinery for the final delivery. And that's a whole nother beast on its own. For the first one right here, we need the assistance of our helper engines to get the train back up. The second part, which is the most distance, going from the logging camp over here to the smelter. That's something that the engine can do on its own. And the last one, again, climaxes. Not even going to be using the C125. And yeah, we are leaving one hell of a smoke cloud behind us. Like, these things are not burning clean at all. And yeah, in a moment I'm gonna take care that I'm actually not running the thing through the entire yard at top speed or something, so we gotta start shutting off the engines in a moment. But I want at least some of the things to be on slightly more even ground. I think there's still a bit of a grade here, but not quite as much anymore. So we should be good shutting down the first engine. Maybe once we get to the bridge we'll also shut down the second one. I think we might be actually getting some more speed now, so that's a bit spicy. Oh yeah. Huh? So... Railroads Online, everybody. I don't know what's happening there. Okay, it's getting worse. I heard about the, I think they are called drawbars between the tender and the engine breaking for no reason, and congrats, that just happened. I'm gonna have to see how many cars are involved here. It's at least 3 of them. So that kinda sucks. Let's try and tie down the caboose so that hopefully we are not going to roll back down again. And yeah, this is the thing that gets me. There was really no good reason for it to break apart from, yeah, going over the intersection or the crossover things. Those are a bit iffy. But this just completely ruined an otherwise perfectly well executed operation. So thanks, game. Fuck you very much. And yeah, we now have to do some more maintenance, just getting everything back on track again, because hey, that's just how these things sadly go. And now I got the tender. So yeah, that just had to happen because Railroads Online, as per usual. Gonna open up the brakes again. Put everything together and hope that nothing worse happens, because that can also be the case. But yeah, we were almost doing fine here. Until the game decided that we shouldn't be, so yeah, that's what we have here right now. Anyways, let's disconnect the bar. I'm trying to come up with something on how to make the best out of this now. Let's quickly move ahead. Okay. Yeah, I think we just want to first up take our helper engines and just move them out of the way. We also need to bring them back down. But the thing is, right now I want this siding for the rest of the train. These two have done their job. They've done it well. And now they just need to not be in the way of everything else going on here. But yeah, this is really a bummer. And it didn't even break from exhaustion, because that should have happened somewhere on the grade. When I started turning on all the engines. Having them push on everything there, or pull on everything. But no, it happened basically when there was no load on the entire thing anymore. Just snapped out of nowhere. But yeah, I'm pretty sure at this point it was just going over the crossover. They have some issues where they just sometimes bump the cars up. And that has taken the tender off the track, and yeah. That's how these things go. Nothing new. would have hoped for everything to get fixed before 1.0, but hey, as I said earlier, and yeah, there is not enough space between the two tracks over here. That should also be taken care of. As I said earlier, this is the 1.0 update, at least according to the database. Can you maybe not roll into these? Oh yeah, I turned off the compressor and the pressure is down already. That should be alright. Yeah, this thing is just slightly going into close there. I could maybe change that, but at this point it's fine. Hitboxes for the engines aren't accurate anyways. It might be even better this way, instead of getting stuck on a lot of stuff. So yeah, it is what it is right now. Let's connect everything back together and get on the last leg for the journey. I know this is, I mean, more like the middle leg, but the last one for today. Can't even link them. Hello? Can I please put you two together? Okay, I might actually need to cut the episode here in a moment. If I cannot put the link and pin in here, or my... So I don't think these two are connected here. Looking at how the whole connection looks, I'm not even sure if these would be getting a pin at all. There's definitely no hole in the bar there. Yeah, I'm pressing the button and it doesn't do anything, so good job. Let's try again with a new bar. Nope. Doesn't do anything. I had that whole issue before, maybe I just need to link it again or something. Also, the whole tender doesn't want to go. Now it's moving. Jesus Christ. I guess I'll have to sort this out between episodes, and yeah, then we'll back for the next one. And this is exactly why I'm looking forward to kinda ending the series here sooner than later, because this happens constantly. And I'm fucking tired of it. So to the Railroads Online team, please fix your fucking shit. But yes, if that would ever be happening. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'll have to re-rail the tender again and hope that next time it's working. Because right now there's really no way to get the train going with that thing in place, because, well, this is what we have here. And yeah, through my clicking I may have taken the drawbar off again, but it just doesn't work anymore. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll get this sorted in between episodes, and then we're gonna have to go to the smelter next time. I don't know if I'll have the time to do everything over there in one episode, or if I'm going to need another one. I might also bring down the helper engines again. I don't think that's necessarily something that you guys need to be there for. But yeah, gonna have to see if I can get this running again at all. You know what? Last attempt. just to see if it works on a second time here. Let me just re-rail it and see if it's working now. Because sometimes that does make a difference, and otherwise if I'm here for longer, I at least want you guys to know some of my suffering. I'm clicking right now and it doesn't work. If I click left, the doorbell disappears. I need to... Jesus Christ. So there's the coupler thing here, there's a coupler thing here, and okay. Didn't that used to be one? Okay, that might have been on my end, but yeah. The whole derailing definitely wasn't. But yeah, with that we are still kinda done here. Or are we? I kinda want to do the second part of the journey this episode. So, you know what, I don't know how long the next one is going to be. I don't want to stretch this out into another 2 episodes if I can avoid it, so we might actually keep going. Okay, let's see. We might be pulling through the caboose break over here. But it's better than if the entire train starts rolling backwards. So let's get back in here again. And cut the regulator. Also apparently during all of this we kinda just ran out of coal. So let's quickly get this sorted again. And yeah, maybe give it a bit more power. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I certainly fucking didn't. Till next time, where we do more with this mess. And yeah, I'm gonna have to sort this out now. That's brilliant. Till then, have a good one and bye bye. Jesus fucking Christ.